What's going on? Welcome back to another stream. Today I'll be playing Vintage Story and creating a new world for the Vintage Story for streaming. I'm just going to go through settings and enable some settings to make things just a little bit more fun. So the main thing that I'm going to be enabling is adding the block gravity, so that way it's a little bit more realistic personally. And I'm just going to increase the amount of durability tools have, so I don't have to constantly craft tools every time, and mining speed so things get done a bit faster. Otherwise, other than that, I feel like the settings are good. So, let's start up a world. Upon spawning into the world, the first objective is going to be to find rocks to use to make some tools, and then breaking leaves to get sticks. So we could make tools and then start progressing. Okay, here we go. Starting by searching for rocks and listening to the sides of the mountain fall. Found some rye already. Okay, that's far too loud. It's still a bit too loud. If it's too quiet, be sure to let me know. Finding some quartz on the ground. I just tend to collect everything in the early game, so that way I'll have all the resources needed for later stuff. Now to start progressing with tools. Starting by making an axe so I can chop down trees. And then I'll be making a knife so I can harvest things like the reeds to make baskets for more inventory space. And a spear and shovel for being able to defend myself and collect clay so I can use the clay to make cobblestone and build a house. I just need another blade, then I can go on the way. Okay, I need more sticks. So I gotta break some leaves to get sticks. There we go. And we got a seed, so may as well plant it. Here we go. Now, just gonna keep running and hoping to find a lake so I can get the reeds and make baskets. And there's not any reeds there. I'm gonna mark where the onions are because onions are actually a pretty good crop to grow.
But yeah, I've got ribbons for all three of them. I even have the jade.
Mostly because of the fact that the onions require phosphorus and an easy to get fertilizer is bone meal, and that gives 30% phosphorus but only 5% nitrogen as well. Which, if I'm correct, the rye uses nitrogen, so I'll be able to have a balanced farm. I just need to find something. I'm looking for black currants. I'm looking for reeds. That's what I'm looking for. So, mostly hoping I don't run into wolves or bears this early because I'm not prepared to fight them. Blueberry bushes. I'm gonna grab these.
I don't have one, but I can scan my way. Yeah, while we get there.
Really hoping I find some reeds soon because my inventory's already full. Oh, there's a bear. I heard a bear. I didn't see it, so I ran. Is it raining? It is. I haven't encountered rain this early on. I'm just gonna leave that there. Mostly because of the fact that I don't exactly have a use for sandstone rock since I already have a full set of tools. Instead, I can use that... Oh, that's a bear! I could use that slot to hold more berries. Now I'm just running around hoping to find reeds. Once I find reeds, I could finally get started on the actual in-game progression. Mostly because of the fact that being able to carry more than just the hotbar helps a lot.
I found an Iacon sculpture.
Not finding any yet. Finding lots of berries, so I'll have some food to start. Mushrooms. I gotta mark this because mushrooms always respawn in the same place. And I'll mark it with that and that. I can't grab them right now because of the fact that my inventory is full. Finally, reeds! Gonna drop the quartz, and I need 10 per basket. So that way, with one basket, I'll have an extra 3 tiles of storage. And now, there we go. Now I could go grab the quartz that I dropped, which I dropped over here. There we go. And then now I can actually go and collect those mushrooms too. Now I need to just collect enough to fully make myself another 3 baskets, so that way I can have maximum inventory space. And then I need to start working on finding where I want to build my house. Simply because of the fact that knowing where I'm going to be building will help me start planning out what I'm going to be building a whole lot sooner. Especially once I find a flat location and maybe a place that looks really nice. Preferably a place near water too, because water's always nice. Gonna harvest some of these turnips. Now I have rye and turnip seeds, so I don't need to mark any more turnips if I don't want to. Okay.
Holy shite!
There we go. That's enough cattails. And then an extra one for a torch. Now to start looking for a place to build. Borax. Okay, I'm going to need that close to the end game, so I'll mark it. Borax. Okay, so what's the perishable status?
Yeah.
I organize my hotbar by perishability, so that way I go through the stuff that's going to spoil earliest, and then it just allows the food to last longer. And there's a merchant cart here. Okay, so local goods. I could buy lamp. I'd need 8 gears.
Yeah.
I still don't even know how to get the golden treasure chest.
I think I actually have things in builders.
Is it just purchased by... So basically everybody would buy it, but I don't know where to get it. I feel like it's something I'd have to just find. Ooh! More rye. Rye is one of those things that one of the crops that's a grain, and grains always last for basically forever in this game. So I basically am just going to have quite a lot of food for a while now with how much I've collected. Some resin already. Now I could, in the later parts, I could use that to make complex machinery with gears and stuff. That's a bear. Parsnips. Gotta mark these. I feel like that color actually suits it well. And there's a dead fox. Likely the bear killed it. There we go. First hide too, so I can start working towards... so I could start working towards having a better inventory upgrade. More mushrooms. Gonna harvest these. And then I'll be marking down this location for more mushroom spawning locations. Simply because mushrooms can provide good source of vegetables.
Band United.
Now, maybe this place could be good for building. If I look at it, it just requires a little bit of flattening there, and filling in of holes. And there's a pine forest right there, so I have access to wood. And then odds are I could search around for copper, and there's mushrooms that spawn right there, so that actually is a really good plus. And there's crops here that I could harvest. More turnips! The turnips are mine. There's a rift there. But I think I will start building here. Simply because of the fact that it's already pretty level, and it has water, and it has mushroom spawns over there. And if I look on the map, okay, I went pretty far from the spawn location. But it looks like that place there might be a better place to build, so let's go check it out.
They all require argon crystals.
Before we start traveling all the way out there, gonna just grab all the materials I need to make a bed. And make a bed, so that way when it comes nighttime I can just sleep through the night instead of having to wait in a hole. Oh, more mushrooms and berries.
So I don't have to more or less.
This place seems to be really dense in mushrooms. It's kind of a really good thing, though, because having more mushrooms means I'll have more food.
I have also noticed that most endgame builds for certain weapons commonly involve formatting.
And as for this place, that's where I need to go. It's a little bit further. Ooh. Lead ore. Okay. I'll mark this.
Oh, cute. Well, I saw one on the way here.
And then in the future I can check it out and see if it actually has lead beneath it or if it's just a randomly spawning lead orbit. Some spelt.
The dragon lilies.
Okay, so north. I need to head north. And holy cow, I'm glad I did. This is a very flat place. And it has water and that I can use. But this is a very nice place to build. It even already has a bunch of berry bushes here. Is this... It is flax. That's also really good. Albeit flax is hard to grow due to the fact that it requires potassium, and there's not that many fertilizers that give potassium, but it's still really good find, because flax is a hard to get resource normally, requiring to kill drifters and only having a chance for it to drop from them.
Yep.
Well, more mushrooms that are a different kind. So let's mark it. These are field mushrooms. And now to start building. Specifically, I need to go gather reeds to make a storage crate or a reed chest. And how many did it require again? So a reed chest requires a total of 3 times 8, 24. That's 24 reeds. So just gotta get 24. And then once I have the reeds, I can make a storage chest, and then I can start progressing a whole lot more with a empty inventory. Starting by finding a clay deposit to start building. Simply because that with clay I can make bricks and there's onions here. Okay.
Let's try one more time.
So now I have onions right next to where I'm going to be living. I only need 2 more reeds. So is there reeds here? No. There's some right there though. And is this more flax? No, it's spelt. Okay. which I haven't harvested any spelt, so I don't have inventory space for it. And I should also not just harvest all the crops, because I already have a ton of food on me and it's all gonna go bad. Although I could use that to make fertilizer, but I don't really have a farm set up yet, so it's not the best idea. Need to make storage. And then I'll actually also place down the blueberry bushes that I grabbed. Place down storage there for now. And throw in the non-perishable items. I'm actually going to place the mattress. And now I'm gonna make a campfire so I can cook food. I need to go chop down a tree. And then once I get the campfire set up, I first gotta make sure this tree doesn't have any resin logs, because resin logs are a non-renewable resource. Okay. It's safe to chop down. Now to make some into firewood and cook up some food. Oh, I forgot I need to make a fire starter. So I gotta go get some sticks. So it's probably gonna be a bit until I get enough sticks. How many sticks are needed for the fire starter? Where's... Only 2, okay, so I have enough. Now, just gotta go back to the campfire and then grab that. And then I can make the fire starter. Now I need to go grab the reeds so I can make a torch, as well as another stick so I can make the torch. And then the torch will just allow me to start a new fire whenever. Forgot the reed. Here we go. And now I can light the torch. Gotta start by lighting the fire.
Keep going. Nobody knows you're here. You sure about that, lady?
How many attempts is it gonna take?
We just spawned the equivalent of a Loki clone.
There we go. Now I could just place that there. I'm gonna plant this so it grows.
But they all don't drop.
And then once the torch ignites, I can cook this food.
Well, they all don't drop.
Burns at 600 Celsius.
Well, that's fixed.
There we go. Now that can cook. And I have a torch so I can always reignite fires whenever. And due to the fact that it's getting dark, I'm gonna need to use the bed.
Well, now I just need to fill my thresh comb.
Fire's still hot enough to cook the food, so don't need to keep it burning. And there we go. Now sleep through the night. And then the plan is to find a clay deposit and maybe find enough copper to get started. Okay, didn't quite sleep through the night. But still, the plan is to try and find a clay deposit so that way I can utilize the clay to make bricks. Okay. Being attacked by drifters. Not doing too hot. That was a good dodge. Now I can see if I get any flax from these guys. Nope. There's two more still attacking me. And now I'm just going to try and stay alive throughout the rest of the night so I don't have to run all the way back from there to there. It's quite a large distance that I covered. May as well start searching for clay, which on the map there's two different kinds of clay, but they only occur in certain conditions. And if I check rainfall, okay, there's enough rainfall for clay to spawn. Oh, more field mushrooms. Let me mark them.
Outside of the orphan cells, I've got everything to do fine. And then I literally just be.
I'm likely going to have enough food to last to winter, and then by the point that I reached winter, I'll have enough stored that I'll have enough to go through winter. Clay also tends to spawn near water. Oh, a cave. Let's see if we could find anything in here. Oh, it's nothing. Okay. Now, just gotta go back and start looking for clay again. Need to stay out of the water so my torch doesn't go out. And maybe there's clay over here. It's raining, can't go there. The rain will put out the torch. Is it bright enough? No. I really messed up with the time that I had my character sleep. Far too early. There's a rift there, don't go towards it. And still haven't found any clay. I guess I could start gathering sandstone. Okay. Okay. The rift was right there. Now I just need to continue searching. Where was my base again? Oh, I'm way far away from my base. Well, just gotta keep running. There we are. Okay. It's bright enough for me to see, but on the stream it's too dark. So I'm going to keep the torch out. Okay. I need to stay away from all these rifts. That's why there's so many. The rift activity is currently high.
Oh yeah, I have prime pressure point and prime reach.
I actually haven't experienced this early in the game. which may be the reason why I'm below half health on day 2.
And plus the volcanic gas over here.
More parsnips here. Have I marked them? No.
So now every
Let's mark them.
oh,
Vegetable parsnips.
that way the heavy attack is literally be less than viral.
I'm honestly really hoping that the rift activity doesn't go to apocalyptic because it's getting close to that.
Put on power throw.
The rifts are all in the direction I want to go. I'm gonna have to find a different way.
I don't have melee elementalists with low pace, right? But the rest of them I have.
At least I'm finding more food. That's Drifter. I don't have any more health left to fight. Just gotta keep running. And hope I don't die. Ooh, more borax. Just gonna mark it temporarily with a random so that way I can stay alive and then find it again in the future.
No, sorry.
And just really hoping to find clay at this point. It's kind of the one thing that I need to find to start building and also start progressing because of the fact that I need to make a cooking pot and other stuff. And those require clay. I honestly don't understand how I haven't found clay yet. Okay, it's raining, so with it being this bright, it should be visible on the stream now. Yes, okay.
Probably could.
So now, just to continue searching for clay,
That over the standard, if it
now that I can go into where it's raining, which allows for the ability to hopefully just progress mainly.
holy crud.
Okay, it's really dark. I'm really hoping that there's some clay here. Oh, rain falls almost all the time. Okay. I might consider just building a farm here. Ooh, field mushrooms.
There it is.
This time I can actually harvest them.
I'm gonna have a base killing blow for right now. Because I don't have a reactor player.
And just be able to utilize more food. 18 days, 17.4. And those are still fresh for 20 days, so I'm good now. I really want to find clay, and this is most likely the best place for it.
I literally just applied a
More wild flax. What's that? Is that clay? No, it's not clay. Seems I've left the place where it's raining almost all the time.
So yeah, I get the feeling with Zord is
Okay.
probably the best idea.
Where's all the clay?
Like the
Does it
arcane
just
influence.
not spawn where there's sandstone?
That's why it would be the best melee weapon in the game.
Because if so, then this is gonna be really, really tough.
Deadlock Protocol. Like,
Just gotta keep running.
really, it was
Maybe finding clay. I do know that clay cannot replace sand. It can only replace medium and low fertility soil.
Zaren's like
So,
the nuke frame, if I remember correctly.
I'm not going to find any clay here.
Oh, Crudine with a Dante.
Some sandstone boulders, so I could use those to eventually build out a sandstone in the future. Gonna need a lot of the stones because it takes 4 stones to make 1 brick, but you make them 8. You make them 2 bricks at a time, so 8 stones to make 2 bricks. Mostly just it takes a lot of stones. Some clay. Finally, I found clay. Now I'm going to be gathering a ton of clay. Are these flowers used for dyes? Looks like they'd be used for yellow. Nope. What about these ones? That's yellow dye. Okay.
All 2 of them.
The purple flower is used to make yellow dye, and the yellow dye is used. The yellow flower is used to make nothing.
Yeah, I crafted my void rig.
I'm just going to grab. I'm guessing that's no, it's not blue dye. Okay.
Because I am that kind of person.
So now I'm just going to keep collecting clay. The more clay I have, the less trips I'll have to take to this clay deposit. And then just more clay.
Like if that's your primary like status stealing weapon, and then literally you're just doing Grand Void. You could probably do Grand Void just as easily. Due to the fact of you're not exactly having to worry about.
My inventory is almost full of clay. That should be enough clay for now, and I'll mark this as a clay deposit. Marking it blue clay because of the fact that it's blue clay and there's only 2 types of clay, blue clay and fire clay, but fire clay has a unique use of being able to make bricks with it as well as being able to make an oven. But it takes a lot of fire clay to make bricks and ovens. And the oven isn't really useful until I start getting things like charcoal. Albeit charcoal is not that hard to get, but it's mostly just a tedious thing to get.
So literally everyone did not want to continue.
And now just continuing and making my way back to the base now that I've gotten some clay. I need to mark that for the borax. There we go. Now I can zoom in and likely find my base. I know it's somewhere in here, so I'll just mark here. That's visible. Oh, Rubin structure in the water. Wonder what we get. What's that? Oh, it's just moss. Oh, reeds. Well, oh, I also got feathers. Okay.
Another Dante.
So I could use them to make arrows if I wanted to.
I feel like for the
There's a rift there.
farming of base I
And
just go out of my way to grab Dante.
is there...
Like, no questions asked. I just go
Is
out
this
of my
more
way to grab Dante.
turnips? Yes, more turnips. I have so many turnips. And I don't even have a farm yet. There's also field mushrooms here.
When I'm using it as a freaking primer for...
I've really done so much foraging.
That doesn't really help.
Getting a ton of field mushrooms, and I gotta mark down this location. Where... Oh, I already have it marked down, I guess. That just means that I've already been here, and now I gotta head north. So my house should be right over there. Oh, there's also medium fertility soil there, so that's good. Now, my house is not where I marked it. I'm gonna need to fix that. We'll harvest these mushrooms though, because now that I have space for them. Then my next objective, once I find my way back to the base, build. Just a simple 5x5 house to be able to keep me safe during the night. There we go. So I'm gonna remove that, stand right here, and add it right there. Marking home. Now I'll be able to find my way home easily. And now to make some bricks. Cobblestone. And I'm just gonna build the temporary house on top of this hill. Simply because it's not going to be my permanent house, it's just a temporary house to keep me alive, and then in the future I'll build an actual house made with a better looking material than this cobblestone. Because personally I don't exactly like the look of the sandstone cobblestone. Okay.
I've been using that on my chroma.
I need more.
It's helpful.
I also need to go grab my bed and place it up there.
Basically, unless I am wanting to go to like
now I need to go grab a bunch of stones. This is gonna be very tedious. Even building just a small house out of cobblestone is tedious. In the future, once I find copper, which I'm hoping I can find copper just running around, because that would save a lot of time, I'll be able to mine and not just gather rocks like this. I'd be able to go into caves and mine the sides of the walls for stones.
And it can catch him easily. And there are possibly times where, hey, he's airborne, but kind of doesn't have enough time to hit the ground.
Oh, there's clay right here. Let's mark it. Here we go. At least the clay deposit isn't exactly the first one, so it's going to last just a little bit longer. Because I got more than 2 stacks from a different clay deposit. Although when this one inevitably runs out, I'll have to go back to the other one. But mostly what I need to do right now is just find a bunch of sandstone so I can build. I also needed to empty my inventory.
Then, literally my main guns are max level. But yeah, the multi-shot plus the...
I'm able to just constantly sprint around everywhere because of how much food I've gathered. Okay, there's a bear there. I do not want to approach the bear. Not until I have at least a copper spear. Mostly because of the fact that the copper spear, having a spear's extra range, and being made of copper having extra damage. Oh, copper! Market. Thankfully, there's a neat built-in feature where it automatically changes orange pickaxe to copper in the waypoint system. Simply because it's how you find copper. Okay. Oh, lead! Copper and lead. Wondering if I'll find any olivine. Mostly because of the fact that olivine is also utilized in the late game. Okay. Just gonna keep collecting berries whilst running around searching for... Okay. It's a few too many. No more cranberries, because I've already filled my inventory of cranberries. And there should be... well, field mushrooms here. Market. And since I have so much food, I'm just not going to harvest them. I'm likely going to already start having some waste. So I really need to rush getting copper. Some spelt here. I already have some spelt growing back at the base. And just gotta keep running, looking. More field mushrooms. There's been so many mushrooms that I found, so food won't be a problem in the future. And this basically will just provide me with the ability to gather a bunch of mushrooms and then store them in a cellar, and have no need to farm for vegetables, but I will still need to set up a farm anyway, just because of the fact that having a farm is a nice thing to have. Okay, there we go. I don't need this, so I'll just place it. Now, I've likely got enough rocks to build another layer of the house. Main thing that I need to get right now is enough rocks to finish the house. Which, thankfully, finding boulders really helps. I'm just gonna head back once I hit 24 in this current slot, so that way I can make an even extra 6 bricks plus another 16, so that would be 6 plus 16, that's going to be 22 bricks. Need 2 more.
But yeah, this is an anti-crit weapon.
Flax is still growing here. That one's fully grown, so you can harvest it. Then I really think that I'm going to be building a farm in this area simply because of, well, not exactly here, but wherever that absurd rain area was. Just mostly because of the fact that it would enable me to spend a little bit less time watering. Okay, here we are. This is the place where I'd be building the farm. And maybe the place where I'm going to be building my actual base. And I'll use this waypoint to mark it. It's not that visible on the map, but I don't exactly need it to be that visible because it's just going to be used once I finally start building houses out of planks. Now to make more bricks. Okay. Hopefully this is enough bricks to finish off the house. Otherwise, I'm going to need to go gather more. And that's just going to be very tedious, and building this house may end up taking the whole stream if I need to. Just not even going to... I need more. I could seal off the house, but I still need another 14 more, so 14 times 4, 12, 16, that's 56 stone that I need. So 56 sandstone, and then I'll be able to just finish off the house. And in the future, I'll be able to just build the house with the 56 stones that I'm going to be getting. And just running around looking for sandstone. This is taking some time. Once I finally find 56 sandstone to build the house, then I need to spend forever searching for some copper, because I require 40 copper nuggets just to get started with copper. Because of the fact that it takes 20 to make 1 ingot, and it needs 2 ingots worth of copper to make a pickaxe and a hammer, so that way I can mine the copper out of the ground, and then the hammer to break up the large chunks into actual copper nuggets to use for smelting. And I'm still searching for sandstone. I really just need to keep looking. Okay, is this the merchant cart that I already checked out? Looks like it is. There's field mushrooms here that I didn't mark, apparently.
I have over 3,000 synthesized
if this is the same merchant, so let's mark them.
So more or less just the equivalent of minor overkill.
There we go.
That was
Now, this does not look to be the same merchant. I can't talk to him with the full inventory.
Infinity blessing. Let's test out this ghoul solve.
I really need to just keep searching for sandstone so I can build. Oh, that's a hole.
Oh my lord!
Okay, 10 more and then I'll have enough.
Just ride a fucking buzzsaw like a skateboard, I guess.
And just a few. Oh, dead chicken. Well, dead rooster, so some feathers. And then I can break this for the bones. There we go. Now to head back and build the house.
Jagged edge.
With the 14,
Yeah, now I've got a friggin'
just keep going.
All with a stance mod.
Unfortunately, I don't have enough inventory space for any more sandstone, so I'm just going to keep running and ignoring everything I'm finding along the way. Well, I can still mark it at least. Which this I'm just going to mark with that. And just going to keep running.
I can technically plant 2 razorback snipers.
More field mushrooms. Are these marked? Nope. So let's mark them.
And then here I am waiting for Arcanamar to show back up.
There we go. So now just to keep running. More field mushrooms. Marking down all of these field mushrooms is something that I'm going to be doing quite often until I've marked them all, simply because of the fact that they always respawn in the same location. However, they don't always respawn the same time. Thankfully, I've now finished the house once I place these last few blocks. And now I can start the actual progression of the game. First off, starting with making a crucible. Main reason making a crucible is so that way I can actually start using copper once I find it. And now next up is making a cooking pot. With the cooking pot, I'll be able to use my collected vegetables and everything to make meals and basically be able to improve the quality of the food that I have. Here we go. And then gotta make some bowls. Would be a whole lot resource efficient to make multiple bowls at the same time. And I I also need to make the hammer. So, time to make a hammer. Well, not make a hammer, but the hammer mold so I can make a hammer. There we go. And then, gotta make a pickaxe mold. Whoops. There we go. And there's a pickaxe mold. Now, just for efficiency, I'm going to make a crock, because making a crock will allow me to utilize the cooking pot for making more than just one meal at a time, because I'll make a meal and then be able to put it in the crock. Albeit if I make a 6-serving meal, it'll need more than just this to hold it. That's a problem for the future. There we go. Now I need to start digging pit kilns. Simply because of the fact that I'm going to need them for being able to utilize all the stuff that I just molded. Don't want any grass near it, or else I'll start a wildfire. Gotta relocate it. And then, once I have all the objects placed down there, I'll just need to grab 30 grass in total, 10 for each, and then gather a ton of sticks, so that way I can add the sticks, specifically 8 per, so that's going to be 24 sticks, and then I need 4 firewood per, so that's going to be 12 firewood in total. Firewood being the easiest part since I already have it all. There we go. Just gotta pick it all up now. Yo. Need to get some sticks and hopefully be able to light at least one of the pit kilns before nighttime. breaking the sticks by hand will actually give you more than just chopping down the trees, simply because that's how it works. Okay, I just need another 12. It's enough for 2 of the pit kilns. There we go, that's enough. So now to go and light all the pit kilns. Onions are still not fully grown. And then once I light all the pit kilns, it'll definitely be dark enough for sleep. So these will hopefully be ready by the next in-game day. This is what I was trying to prevent. It appears I failed at preventing. There we go, it's gone out finally. Now just to sleep. Fortunately, I don't have a bed set up yet. Well, I mean, I do have a bed, but I don't have a door, so it's just sleeping basically out in the open. Odds are food's gonna start going bad soon. There we go. Oh, there's a drifter. It's dead now. And I got some flax. Need to go gather some reed fibers so that way I can make more chests to store stuff in, since my inventory is full of non-perishables once again. Is this? It's just a common. Okay. I was gonna say, having another almost always raining would be really nice. It's enough for another chest, so let's make it. And then place it up by the house. There we go. And then there's some borax already in this chest, so I'll just throw the borax in there. Now to go and gather the copper that I found earlier. which is down to the south, almost straight south. Okay. It's quite a ways south. Here's the clay. And the copper. I passed the copper. Don't have any inventory space for those because I'm saving all my inventory space for the non-perishable items. Here it is. 2 copper from the first one. What even is the spawn rate of copper in sandstone? Only quality medium poor. It's only poor or medium copper. Okay, so there's literally basically no copper to find here. I'm gonna have to find copper elsewhere. Either that or get extremely lucky with finding copper. There's some crops there. Wonder which ones these are. They look to be more turnips. And they are, in fact, more turnips. Now I have even more turnips to add to the turnips. New mushrooms. What are they called? Black trumpets. Okay, so... there we go. On the map, there's something orange right here. May as well see what it is. Forest floor. Okay. Just gonna keep running around and hope I find something. I'm looking for copper still. There's been no copper yet. Not exactly expecting to find copper because it was only poor and medium quantities, which are the 2 lowest. That's a bear. I need to run. Maybe swimming all the way over there is a good thing. Especially since there's also wolves over there, apparently. Although it looks like there's just even more sandstone over here. When am I going to find stone besides sandstone?
Dante's base kit basically makes anyone unkillable baseline. If I remember correctly.
I may end up just constantly running until I find just something besides sandstone. Because this is just more sandstone over here. More borax. At least I'm finding a ton of borax. But the main thing that I need is still copper. More copper, let's go. Okay, it's only brought me up to 11. I need to mark this since copper, for whatever reason, is being very scarce. That's just normal sandstone. It's just flint. More copper. Very small amount, but still something. And I'm just gonna keep collecting copper, and hopefully I get enough. Because I'm at 14 out of 40. Is this a deposit of anything, or is it just a bunch of sandstone? It's just a bunch of sandstone. Really need to keep finding copper.
It's considered the Incarnon weapon. You don't use it for its Incarnon mode chassis.
And still not finding any more copper. I genuinely think I'm going to find a new stone, or maybe even finding some meteoric iron before I find any more copper. Simply because of how much I'm struggling to find it.
So I might want to get the barrel and the receiver sometime soon.
They're fully grown. Nope, but they're growing. Don't need to mark turnips because I've found so many already.
I feel like it'd be funny if I just decided to bring Gauss next run, just to make things a little faster.
Why am I struggling so hard to find just copper? Normally copper is one of those extremely common resources.
What?
But I'm just not finding it. I'm not sure if it has to do with the fact that there's sandstone, but I'm really thinking that that's what it has to do with. There's granite. Okay. Okay, so this is local goods. I could sell. How do I make those? They buy bulls in quantities of 6, so that would be 24 bulls just for 4 years. They also buy aged crates, which can't be crafted, only found. And then they sell some honey, cheese, and compost, as well as other things. Different seeds, cabbage seeds. I'm gonna need to go back to them in the future to potentially get some new seeds. But right now I don't exactly have the ability to buy said seeds since I'm broke. I really just need to find just a bit more copper. Because once I get just enough copper to make the pickaxe and hammer, then I'll be able to use the pickaxe and hammer to get more copper from the previously found copper, and just be able to progress. I might just spend the rest of the stream hunting for copper because of this. And then once I finally get copper, I can fully start building and everything, because I'll have the ability to make fences a whole lot easier. Make the wooden structures out of planks rather than logs. And just a whole lot. there's a bear there.
Hydroid, I'm probably gonna break out Gauss.
Just gonna keep running
Hydroineuroptic!
and searching for copper. I found fire clay. I'm gonna mark that.
Amazing.
Since fire clay is extra uses, is that alive? Yes.
So, since I'm not leveling here.
Really just need to find more copper. More rain.
Ceramic dagger.
Almost all the time in this place.
Oh, wait, not ceramic dagger. I wanna go fast.
I'm gonna mark this because the more places that I have that are raining almost all the time, the better. Oh, that's a bear. I found coal. Okay, so coal does occur in sandstone. So I'm gonna mark it as coal.
I just like the fact that I can just run through all of Apex stuff.
There we go, and now just over here there is a giant structure. Oh, it's this one. And then there's another one right here, which hopefully will have more pots. As those are the actual loot from these places. It doesn't look like there's any exposed, so I'm not going to spend the time digging since I'm still on the hunt for copper. Oh, wow. This is actually taking forever. How far away from my base am— oh my, I'm very far away. I need to start heading back in a straight line, too. Maybe I'll find some copper on the way back, too, due to the fact that technically this is a new area since I went in a curve. Oh, puffball mushrooms! Gotta mark these.
I'm like, I really need the rocket. Too long,
That's yet another mushroom type that I have available. feel like at this point I may have to start panning for copper. Simply because of how much I'm struggling just to find copper. There's more clay, so I'm going to mark it. And then I'm going to continue. Really hoping to find copper sometime soon. I just need the copper. There's more puffball mushrooms here, so I'm going to mark them. And then there's more puffball mushrooms that I'm marking right here.
Yeah.
And now to keep going.
So haven't gotten the systems yet.
Okay, there's 3 foxes here. This has been far too unusually hard finding copper. Starting to feel like I should have turned up the spawn rates for copper at this point. Because I'm finding everything but copper. I'm finding borax, I found coal, I'm finding more mushrooms. I'm also finding more clay deposits. But I'm just not finding copper as much.
Alright. Back down. Again.
I really need just to find copper.
What do you mean I'm surrounded?
Is this? No.
You are surrounded.
What about here? Any exposed pots or... Yes, there is. Ore! What ore do I get? I get coal and quartz. Not copper. There's even more clay here. I really just want to find copper, but I keep getting clay and everything else. There's another structure over here. So, any pots exposed? Yep, a tool pot. Giving me an axe and a shovel. Okay. Some fully grown flax. I'm going to harvest it. Simply because the flax fibers will allow me to make a bucket in the future. There's another structure. Any exposed pots? Yes. More tools.
Most of it viral. And heat.
Hmm.
You said you need a neuroid, right?
It's a knife, and is that a scythe?
Yeah.
That is a, it's a copper scythe, okay.
Yeah.
I may want to get farming started soon, because just being able to use this to clear out a ton of space from grass helps.
Oh,
More clay to mark here. So, blue clay. Found so much, but also so little at the same time. So many other things besides copper But what I really need is the copper. There's some turnips here. I can harvest them. Add them to the stockpile. I'm gonna need to harvest more cranberries just to prevent these ones from going bad. And there's a farming vessel here. I'm gonna mark it since my inventory is full. Where am I? Okay, I need to keep going. There's also another tool vessel. There's so much here, but I have no inventory space. And I still have not found the copper that I need. Just gonna keep searching for copper. There's more lead here. So let's mark it. And gonna keep going. Quartz! I found quartz here. I would collect it now, but I don't have the inventory space. Even though I do have quartz in my inventory already, it can still give here quartz, which, well, clear quartz, which is going to take an extra slot, which I do not have right now. Just gonna keep running. Really need copper.
Holy crud, I need 4 argon.
What's this? It's even more lead. I'm able to mark it. Oh, there's a rift right there. There's resin in the tree. I don't have inventory for it. I'll mark it.
So yeah, I've got Gauss going fast enough to where he's going extremely quickly on the friggin' relay.
Still no copper. Wow, it's taking forever to find the copper. I'm already back here and I haven't found any more copper. Well, found some more copper. Oh, it's thunderstorming. I'm at 19 out of the 40 that I need.
And again, my Gauss is colored like freaking Shadow the Hedgehog.
And
not intentionally either.
just gotta empty my inventory, and I'm going to need to go and collect more fibers to make another chest because both of these are full. Okay. That was pretty loud. area has common rainfall. Not quite high enough for me to
Thinking on it now.
continue to live here, though. Okay, I need to go gather reeds so I can make another chest.
Even literally Dante's existence. Because if you have the ability to get Grendel, then you've done every mission on StarCraft.
2,
So you have access to Dante.
three,
Just farm out Dante, and then you just get Grendel easy.
5,
Yeah, since the
6,
nomads and
7, 8, 9, 10,
which is
11, 12, 13, 14,
I think Gauss times at like 3.45.
15,
so
16,
Mach
17,
amplifies that to
18,
fucking
19, 20, 21,
high.
22,
Like I mentioned, my Zephyr is
23,
Arcwing.
and 24.
Oh crap.
That's enough for another chest, and
I forgot I was doing a survival mission to try and get an Argon.
here we go. Now I can place this down next to the house and have even more storage.
Yeah. I get it. I have heard that line so many times.
Is this able to be placed? Yes. And then I have
And turn off the
tons of
volume.
tools to place. Are these going bad? No. They are still fresh for another 2 days.
But it's just kind of funny how I also basically am like,
Yes, the pit kilns are done. Means I
basically for
can
me, I
grab
do
all
also
this and
remember
relocate it up.
some of the Lotus dialogue as fucking patronizing.
And now I could put these all up by the house. Starting by putting these in the corner. And then these here and here.
Apparently there's a thing called Gamora's. Yeah, which basically skips all dialogue if you enter the Nightwave thing.
I need to find a new direction to run for copper, which is likely going to be up there since everything down here is sandstone. And that's sandstone, so odds are all of this is sandstone. I'm likely not going to escape the sandstone for a while. I still have some daylight left, so I can maybe find some copper in the quick short run this way.
Michigan.
I found rye, which I'll grab. And
It got over 100 a few times.
normal sandstone.
The past couple of days.
Really not finding copper.
I live closer to the southern part of it.
And there's some lead. So I gotta mark this.
I am wondering what is going to be on the next Nightwave set since it's happening.
Okay. Time to start running back now that it's officially becoming nighttime.
Yeah, you're not the only one who. Wait, there's an Umbra form on this next one? Yeah. There was.
Once I get back to the house, just immediately going right to sleep.
For this one, 2 Organ Catalysts supposed to start.
Sleep. And now going to continue the objective of trying to find copper. And of course there's a rift that opened up close by.
Holy cow! Yeah, same.
Here's the rift. Now where's the guy that hit me? Oh.
Or grind an enormous amount of the Night Wave. I'm like, if we're not counting like baseline, I'm like, okay, what the shit? It was like 47 or something.
What on earth was that? He like died but didn't die.
Dude!
Okay.
What happened again? Okay.
And now to continue the search for copper. Because for whatever reason it is extremely rare. Really hoping to find the rest of the copper I need in this day, so that way the next stream I'll likely be able to just start with progression. Now that I basically have spent forever searching for copper. Rainfall here is common.
I am at rank 27 on mine.
So now I'm still just searching. Albeit it looks like I've hit a new... Have I reached new stones? No. It's just I've reached places with more rain, so it's going to be greener. Okay. Really want to find more copper.
Yeah, I've decided to pack the Nidus stuff up for this one.
This is going to take a long time. Another place with rainfall almost all the time, and it's flat. I might build here. I have so many different locations that I've marked that I could build in. There, and there. Here being plausible because of the excessive amount of mushrooms that are almost immediately around it, as well as the clay there. And that was a resin tree. And here I haven't explored enough to be able to decide whether or not I'd live here. So it's completely possible that this ends up being the place that I build.
Ironically enough, I had played both base and Titus after getting into...
With the main reason being it's got almost all the time rain, and holy cow, it's a lot of almost all the time rain.
Base Nidus or Nidus Prime?
Holy cow, this is a big period of almost all the time rain. albeit the temporal stability here is not the best.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I do the same. The question now for me is, should I feed shade to the wall?
Oh, more lead.
Apparently, some... You son of a bitch. The fucker stole my gun!
Okay. There's some chasms,
Ironically enough, most people apparently
which
build
I
those
see
with
how the
gold
chasms
mines.
formed like this. The dirt fell, and it pooled down there. Like that.
It's those two, I just build them for range for just my general use. Because I like
I
building
don't want to
stacks
fall.
halfway across the tile. I have Insatiable.
That was a bit risky.
I'm here still.
And now the rainfall here is only very common, so
Hold up. Who says me for just doing that if they just start stacking like mad?
As I leave the place where it's raining so much, it's still very common rain, it's just it's not raining here currently. Okay, now it's down to common.
I keep forgetting Nidus has larva, which is just
But I still just need to find copper. My cranberries are now back up to 2.8 days freshness. I'm gonna harvest this simply because I'm starting to eat all my food. And there's a merchant's over here. You know what? I'm actually going to label this merchant because I went all the way out here, so this time I'm going to label. Okay. Local goods. Building materials. Okay. He'll buy bronze axes and a bismuth bronze hammer. A tool belt with a condition of 81%. He'll buy metal scrap, a bronze saw, copper bracelet, a copper lantern. Okay.
I just realized that this is like a fairly good mission to farm stuff like the
So this is a building materials trader. So let's mark it. There we go. Building materials trader marked. And now back onto searching for copper.
Yeah. I have had difficulties acquiring the final most resource because I was commonly changing my Archon shards often in between warframes because I didn't have as many. No.
That's a
Archon
wolf.
shards are equipped all your warframes.
I'm gonna kill a wolf.
Yeah. Archon shards literally are just like
Get back here.
ultimate means of just giving something extra.
Get back here.
Ones give commonly greater energy.
You are mine.
The red ones are for like the abilities.
Stop running.
And I don't really know what the yellows are really done for.
How did that miss me? You know what? I'll just let it run. Simply because I found mushrooms!
Holy crap. I've got one half-worth green just sitting
And
there.
let's mark it. Mushrooms.
Set on my chroma.
There we go. These ones last for 18 days. However, they also cost me 10 HP to eat. Oh, that's
I just come back.
quite a lot of health.
No, not yet. What's your normal one, Thunder?
Hmm.
Who the fuck wants to leave already?
Still searching for copper.
Millennium. It's kind of funny, we both go with duration frames. Like, you go with Revenant, I went with Nidus.
Onions, not grown, so I'm not even going to mark it. Oh, almost fell in there.
If you're in a party, the mode is just like.
And still just searching for copper. Ooh! Ah, it's not copper. But there's new mushrooms here.
Yeah. I can probably see why, due to the fact that mode. Plus, she probably doesn't do that well of damage. Which is her abilities. And then the little fucking soul gate. AKA the nondescript Kamehameha.
Okay, I did not realize that there was wolves right there.
I want to see what the 600% ability strength does to Chroma. Oh, hey,
I've
I'm back.
gone through all my cranberries.
Like, I just took a death. Thankfully, I'm playing Nidus.
No.
No, they did one round, and then they just fucked it up and left. I'm at 8 stacks.
Just cutting my way through the tree. Just so I can get up on top of here. Copper! Finally! Let's go!
Oh, fired up.
1, 2... Ah, not much. Oh, 3. Brings me up to 5 copper. Now to market. Copper! And some blueberry bushes. I'm gonna grab these and bring them back, since I find it hard to find blueberry bushes.
Revive again without using revive. Nidus is good. Like, if I remember correctly, he's like currently the only frame other than Umbra who has like a passive augment.
There we go. And now I have blueberries to eat, since they're gonna go bad the fastest.
Whereas Umbra just gets ability strength
And now just to continue running. I have enough copper for a pickaxe, but I need another 16 to make the hammer. Which is a really important part.
Yeah. Like I said, I think those are like the only two.
There's wolves there. There's a flat field here, so maybe I'll find copper.
I am at 20 stacks. Holy crap, I am almost dead.
More mushrooms.
No. What's this do?
Now I've added them to the list. There's a cave there. Still just gonna keep running and searching. Really need to find some copper.
Oh shit!
So I can finish everything off.
That came out of nowhere.
Ooh, there's an ore vessel. Copper? Nah, just some brown coal. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to be finding enough copper to progress any further. I can make the pickaxe, but I can't really do anything with the pickaxe besides mine stone and mine ores, and then the ores I collect I won't be able to use until I get a hammer. Once I get the hammer, that's everything, basically. The pickaxe is enough to get started, but the hammer is what's needed to continue.
Virulence. Just throw virulence.
At least I have tons of food, and I won't be struggling to find it anytime soon, simply because of how much I've found. And how much is around the places that I live in. Once I get back to my house, I'm gonna be ending the stream then. Simply because it's already that time.
35. I knew the fact that I also make virulence fucking seed.
Just keeping running. Oh, another vessel.
I already have
some food. What do I get? Lots of spelt. Okay.
I have 37 stacks.
Just gonna keep running.
I already have a hard enough time going to the 100. Either 500 or 200.
Well, there's the house.
This got hit with a fire pit.
And now that I'm back home, that's going to be the end of the stream. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Farewell.